Alright, here's a shot before I put the statue on it. Okay, so I got my wood. It's like a 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch. Needs a 3-foot piece. So that fits my measurements. So now I'm gonna make it like miter cuts instead of squares. So I've got my miter box set up, and I'm making the cut now. And I've got the 2 long pieces. These are about 13.25, 13.5 inches, and the side pieces are a little shorter, like 11.25, 11.5. So I've got the measurements marked and everything. So cut it, and then I'll use these offcuts. So like this is like the offcut. I'll put this underneath the tile because it's the same height to support, the statue and figures on top. So I'll come back when I show it being glued together. So I'm making more progress. So I've started to glue it, and I'm just using this wood glue. And so I'm gluing like one side and then the other side, and then once these dry a little bit, I'll probably give it like 6 hours, and then I'll do these last 2 corners. Yeah, I just got these weights on here to kind of act like clamps, just so that these don't move around. And I might have to put a little wood filler on the edge, but we'll see. To square this off, I'm just using my level straight edge, and then button it up against here, and then the extra piece of wood, I'll use that kind of like my square, and it seems to work pretty good. I've done it before. Okay, so I've got the wood filler on there, and I use this PC Woody 2-part wood epoxy. It works good. I can link this in the description. And I just mix it up, stirred it up with this knife, spread it with that spatula, and as you can see, I put it in the gaps. They weren't too bad on the sides, but I did end up cutting one of these pieces a little short, so that there's a decent gap right there that I put the epoxy in. Shoved it in there with my finger and stuff. But this side was pretty good. I had some leftover epoxy, so I just kind of went over the other seams just to give it some more stability. I mean, it doesn't really need it, because like before I even put the epoxy on there, I tested it, and I had it in my hands and stuff, and it felt pretty sturdy for what I'm going to use for it. And then I've got these supports in the middle. They're just stuck to the adhesive, so they can come off if I pull them off. Okay, so here are the tiles I'm using, and they're just some, I think they're vinyl or whatever material they are, adhesive tiles I got from Lowe's, and they're 18 by 18 squares. And this is the other one that I've already cut. You can see I cut my piece out from that one, and this is the second one. I got to do the same thing, so just gonna like put the box on it and then score it out, and then snap it out once I've scored it with the box cutter. So I'll be back. And then what I also did is I seamed around here with some glue, just to stick it to this tile a little bit better. So we'll let this epoxy dry, and then I'll come back and sand it, and then I will wipe the dust off, and then it'll be ready to paint it. My wood epoxy I let set up for a couple days according to the directions, and it's all hard and nice. So I'm gonna take the sander and go over just to smooth out this part, and then, you know, get the corners back flush. You know, just, it won't take a lot of effort. I'm gonna use this electric hand sander, so it's gonna get loud. So I'll just go over that a couple more times and then get the dust off, and then I'll be ready to mask the tile and then paint. So I've got it masked off, and this is the bottom. So I've got, you know, mostly tape over here, so I just really need to paint the sides, and I've got the tile part masked off. So I'm gonna do a couple coats of this primer and then put the black on it. Okay, so I got the primer all on. Now I'm ready to put this black. It's the same. It's like a hammered black, but if you don't spray it too heavy, it doesn't really have the hammered look too much. It's just kind of like a gloss black. Gonna do 3 coats of this. Let it dry, then I'll take the tape off and come back. Alright, the paint's all dried. Got it done. Here's the bottom of it. Like I said, didn't need to paint the bottom because I don't want the paint to, you know, over time after it sweats and has a lot of weight on it, you know, it can kind of stick to certain surfaces, and I'm putting it on a wood veneer surface, like on top of this. You know, this isn't like the nicest thing, but just, you know, in case I put it on something else, I don't want it to stick to it. So you can see the before. I'm gonna put this Killer Croc premium format quarter scale on top of it, and here it is. See, the black's kind of glossy, and the tile kind of matches the base. It just kind of happened like that, but you only see like a little bit of it, but I think it'll look nice. It'll raise it up higher, and then you can also use this for storage, you know, especially if you use like a taller one, like a 2.5, 2 inch. This is only about 1.5, but you know, if you had extra, you know, swap out pieces for whatever you got put on there, you can use it, put the things under there, and then, you know, have it stored. So I'm getting ready to take this statue off and set it up. Good, as you can see, I was saying the colors and the brick and this tile I use are kind of similar, so it gives it a good look. So there's my shelf riser, the last one. You know, check out the video I made for that one to you know, fit this. Harley Quinn was taller than the case in it, so I had to make that one. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. So the other one right now, got Penguin and Catwoman on this one. And my plan is to put the premium format Mr. Freeze on it when it comes out next year. custom base for the penguin I made. Got ivy in the other one.